Greetings and salutations, Scribblers. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Katie, the founder of the Scribblers Den, where writing craft meets writing community. Today, I wanted to talk about writing adjacent craft books. What I mean by this is books that were not necessarily written with writers in mind and that don't talk about the craft of writing. Nevertheless, these are books that are invaluable to writers because of the universal concepts that they cover that relates to our human experience. So I've got 4 books total for us today. The first one is Reading Signposts by Kylene and Robert Probst. I did a 6-video series on this book because I think it's that important. This book gets into how the brain processes when we're reading and uses 6 simple but effective strategies to help readers better engage with the text and analyze it. Reading Signposts is geared towards teachers, specifically middle grade and high school teachers, but it's a great reference for writers as well. It really reminds us of some of those universal concepts in reading and writing and how they all tie into things like theme or character arcs. This book is a great way to just remind ourselves of the layering and care we need to put into our writing so that we can give readers that best experience possible. My second book is Cosmic Coupling by Starsky and Cox. This book is so fun. Basically, it gives you 2 to 3 pages of detailed relationship possibilities for every star sign pairing. So if you're a writer who knows your character's zodiac signs and uses that to build out who they are, this is the book for you. Like, for example, if you had a Pisces and a Gemini, it'll give you how they might be as friends or as lovers. It's an absolute goldmine of ideas of how your romantic or friend pairings might coexist on the page. As someone who has barely dated, this book has proven invaluable to me in developing some of my character relationships on the page. It is so much fun. And it's the way it's written, it's very, it's kind of sarcastic, a little wry, and gets right to the point, does not pull punches. So it's so much fun. I highly recommend it. My third book is What Happened to You? Conversations on Trauma, Resilience, and Healing by Bruce Perry and Oprah Winfrey. This book is another phenomenal one. Please be aware that it does have some deep dives into various traumas, so please check out the content before you dive in. What I loved about this book, though, from a writing perspective, is that first off, it's written as a conversation between Bruce Perry and Oprah Winfrey. And it puts really complex concepts about trauma into very accessible language for those of us who don't have doctoral degrees. It takes a look at how trauma affects humans and the complexities of healing from it. And as writers, this book is a great resource to dive deeper into how trauma affects our characters because, let's face it, as authors, the more trauma we can give our characters, the happier we are. And as readers, we love reading those characters and watching as they hopefully overcome their trauma. So just a fantastic resource as you're developing those character arcs and those situations and plot points and really figuring out who your characters are and why. My fourth book is The Perfectionist Guide to Losing Control by Katherine Shafler. This book was life-changing for me. It played a huge role in changing how I approach writing and a lot of other things in my life because I was, and I'm still struggling with perfectionism. But as a writer, there's always this kind of feeling like there's this expectation that we have to get it right the first time. And if we don't, then it's all over. And in reality, it's the exact opposite of what writing is and what life is. Exactly, right? So writing is embracing that messy first draft, of revising several times, learning from those mistakes, and growing wiser with every word that we put on the page. So this book is just so much good because it helps you to understand why you might be a perfectionist and why you have those qualities and gives you some really great tips for letting go. As a bonus, it's kind of like a double whammy here because not only does it help you as the writer to maybe take some control back from that perfectionism, but if you have a character who is a perfectionist, it can really help you to flesh them out and deepen that character that you're writing. So those are the 4 books that I would recommend that are writing adjacent that will definitely help you in writing your stories, even though they are not about writing craft. I'd love to hear about what books you have read that aren't meant for writers, but have helped you to level up your writing in some way. Share below in the comments, and we will see you next time. Happy writing, Scribblers.